What do we have for Capricorn, please? Eight of Wands, Sag energy at the foundation of the reading. Let's get some surrounding energy here. What do we have at the sacral, please? Ace of Pentacles. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? And the Mob at the solar plexus. Okay. Cap, I feel that right now you're being encouraged to start shifting the gears. I just heard all systems go. The Eight of Wands at the foundation of the reading is telling us that there's some sort of supportive energy that is guiding you towards this Ace of Pentacles, which is some sort of manifestation. It feels like you're in flow. Now, the Mob card at the solar plexus, I feel, is what you may be dealing with in your everyday waking life. Even though you're in flow, and even though you're being encouraged to start making your way towards this Ace of Pentacles, which is at the sacral, might I add, right? So the sacral position is directly connected to your passion and creativity. That's the fire in your belly. So there might be something specific that you have in mind. You may have a vision for your life. You may have something that you've been trying to manifest. Whatever it may be, this is supported. But there's something that you need to overcome with this Mob card at the solar plexus. Now, when you pair the solar plexus with this particular energy here, it's telling us that there may be something that is taking your power, or, well, it's trying to. And it's something that is trying to make you feel inferior to it. So think about what that may be in your life. Is it a mindset? Is it a behavioral pattern? Is it some sort of life circumstance? Or it could be somebody in and around your life that is affecting some sort of forward momentum. But whatever it is here, I feel that you have the support from the universe to be able to overcome this in some capacity. There's also something here with your energy, Cap, that is telling me that you are not like the rest of them, right? There's something different about your energy. And I think we got something similar coming through in the Aquarius reading, which came out right before this one. So we're seeing a bit of a crossover kind of energy here. But Cap, I was also getting this message leading up to your reading in regards to your purpose and you needing to know what you do as Capricorn, not what other people want you to do. Now, I feel that this is directly connected to where you may be at in your life. As a Capricorn, you are the master of the third density of the material world. The material world is where you thrive, right? Because you have the power to create systems. You are all about industry. But there's something here that is telling me that you have been selling yourself short. But this is what Spirit is encouraging you to shift in your life now. It's time to go for that vision. It's time to go for that purpose. It's time to stop holding yourself back and or allowing other energies in your life to hold you back. What do we have at the heart position, please? Two of Cups, Cancer energy at the heart. Let's get some surrounding energy. What do we have at the throat, please? Eight of Cups, Pisces energy at the throat. All of a sudden, all this water came in, right? Emotion. At the root and sacral, we have that fire and earth energy, and then that Mob card at the solar plexus, which is showing all these people carrying these torches, right? It's almost like as soon as you shift your trajectory, oh, look at that, 10 of Pentacles right there. You shift your trajectory, you begin aligning with your purpose and path, which the 10 of Pentacles would be the result of that, okay? It's a metaphorical representation of the overall destination that all of us are trying to get to, okay? But it's like as soon as you set your sights on something, the energy shifts. It's like something comes for you, so to speak, right? And then we get all this water energy, Two of Cups and Eight of Cups. And I just heard fire and water creates steam. So fire and water. And I feel whatever this is picking up on is directly connected to, well, they're showing me a person here. Now, there's many different ways this can show up, but this could be a family member, a friend. It could be a romantic partner. It could just be anything in your life that is holding you back from a certain kind of greatness. And I feel that right now, this is what you're beginning to analyze. You're starting to see, with this in the equation, I cannot achieve such and such over here, right? So it's like you're starting to see now that certain things need to be subtracted from your life so you can start adding other things in, right? And this could be another way of the universe trying to get you to realize that some sort of sacrifice needs to be made in your life to align with another path. Now, this Eight of Cups is showing us these two individuals, right? One of them is walking away, and I feel like that is you. This individual here holding the cup, I just feel represents everything that you're being guided to leave behind right now. Again, it doesn't have to be an actual person. It could just be circumstances, environments. That's just how they're showing it to us, right? But there's most definitely something here that you need to withdraw your energy from in order for this new beginning to take place. You know, Cap, if I was to summarize everything that we have here so far, it's that you've gotten to a point where you're feeling unsatisfied with certain things in your life. You want more, and you know you can get it. But you're also starting to see that certain energies in and around your life are trying to discourage you from wanting more. Simply put, you feel held back, and you know exactly where it's coming from, and you're preparing to do something about it. What do we have at the third eye, please? High Priestess. Pisces energy at the third eye. Very interesting. I did a pre-spread for you to get a sense of the energy, and the High Priestess came out at the foundation, at the root chakra of the reading. And I just felt this really strong presence of spirit inside your energy. In other words, it just feels like you're being guided right now. And, you know, Cap, you're an earth sign, okay? So in my readings, your home position for your energy is going to be the root chakra, the material world, the third density. But when we see this much presence from spirit with the High Priestess at the third eye showing up in your readings, it's telling us that spirit is trying to guide you inside your material world right now and asking you to bring balance to your earthy nature. It's like spirit saying, hey, Cap, we know you're all about things that are tangible, but just take a time out to connect with us so you can get into your flow state, so you can navigate the area between this old cycle and this new cycle with more fluidity. In other words, spirit's here for you, and spirit is trying to help you guide the space in between these two realms. This may be one of the most difficult things for you to do, Cap, because you pretty much have things worked out at all times. But this is one of these energies and or messages here where spirit is saying, hey, we got your back. So just use the assistance while it's here for you. There's a situation here that is beginning to brew with this mob card at the solar plexus. It's like as soon as you make some sort of decision, something happens, something takes place, there's a shift in the energy. Something that you didn't notice before is all of a sudden very clear to you. So let's just say, for example, you have somebody around you and you say to them, hey, you know, I'm going to be making these changes. I'm going to be doing this, that, and the other. So this is what's going to be happening. And instead of meeting you with some sort of level of support, they meet you with a lot of resistance. It's almost as if you see another side to that person that you didn't see before, and you don't like it. It's very uncomfortable. It's one of these situations where somebody says something or acts a certain way, and you find yourself saying to yourself, have they always been like that? I've never seen this side of them before. And I don't like this at all. It's also an energy where you start to feel trapped, right? You ever had one of these situations where you realize that you want to make a decision for your highest good and start making your way down another path, but then the circumstances that you've always been in all of a sudden just starts to close in on you? It's like you feel something energetically not wanting to let you go. It's like it's tightening its grip on you. That's what I'm getting here. And this may be, again, one of these energies that has never shown you this. It's like, okay, I just heard they don't react until they know the threat is real. And I feel like this is talking about you breaking away from something here. And you know, Cap, when I was collecting messages for your reading the past couple of days, one of the other messages that I got was that breaking generational chains feels like crawling out of hell. Now, if this is connected to a family dynamic, we could see how that could actually possibly be. But sometimes it doesn't even have to be connected to family dynamics. It could be mindsets that you're breaking free of, right? Certain societal norms that you have always lived by. All of a sudden you start shifting these things and you feel something weird in the energy. It doesn't feel, well, it doesn't feel human. It almost feels like it's in the spirit. It's as if you make a decision for your highest potential, your highest good, Cap, and you feel as though some sort of war has began, but it's not in your everyday waking life. It's like it's in the spirit. I'm seeing this image of a field, and on one side there's all these archangels, and on the other side is all these demons. And it's like your decision has triggered some sort of war in the spirit. It's like all the demons are representing everything you're breaking free of, the mindsets, the behavioral patterns, the people, the places, the things, right? Just anything that's restricting, okay? It's under the umbrella of, say, the demons, right? And then on the other side of the field, we have the archangels, which are all there for your highest good. It's like they're trying to help you shift these timelines. So now, because you have made some sort of decision here for your highest good, a battle breaks out. But the way that's going to show up in your everyday waking life, right? So as above, the battle, right, on the field, so below, in your everyday waking life, it shows up as an individual, or it shows up as a group of people that are making things more difficult for you, right? Which is so interesting because I feel this card right here represents both of those things. It's like the mob is the war between the archangels and the angels on the field, and this is you in your everyday waking life. You're like, why do I feel this way? Why does it feel like I've just made a decision for my highest good, and there's some sort of war that I can't even perceive? It just feels like it's in the energy. Something feels like it doesn't want to let me go. And that really says it all. I feel like there's something that doesn't want to let me go. Five of Pentacles right on the bottom of the deck, okay? So Five of Pentacles represents some sort of lack. But I feel for you here, it's directly connected to the energies that don't want to let you go, so to speak, right? Whatever that is. It's like they want, yeah, I just heard crabs in a barrel, right? So this is something that always comes through in readings because it perfectly describes what it is you may be dealing with. People that have some sort of limited mindset. And what you're beginning to understand is that people that have this sort of mindset can't be anywhere near you. Because these kinds of people, for the most part, right, there's always exceptions to the rule, but I feel for you, Cap, you're starting to see that these sorts of people are always actively working to hold you back. Think about that, right? When people have the mindset of lack, it's difficult for them to support people that don't have that mindset. They can't be happy for people that are trying to do something great with their life because immediately in their mind, they're thinking, oh, wow, I guess I'm going to be alone when they leave, right? Instead of, wow, I'm so happy for them. Maybe if I do this, that, and the other, I can get there too. It may be even impossible for you to understand that because a lot of the times when people don't have that lack mindset, they don't understand the thought process of people that do have it. And you know, Cap, what's interesting about people who have this lack mindset or scarcity mindset is that they can actually be very selfish, right? Because it's a survival mechanism. Now, I feel that the reason why we're speaking about all this, Cap, is because it's directly connected to some of the things you may be dealing with in your everyday waking life in regards to these situations here. What do we have at the crown, please, Spirit? Ace of Pentacles again. Okay, so two Ace of Pentacles with only 7 cards on the table from 2 completely different decks. All right? Cap, I'm hearing that you need to have confidence in this vision, this manifestation, this project, this idea, whatever it is that you have. Spirit is saying to you, hey, yeah, we like that. Come down this path. Let's make this happen, okay? Which is what the aces are, right? This is support from the divine in regards to your manifestations. And the Ace of Pentacles is also the energy of you making a real world impact, right? You are the one that builds the systems, not the one that uses the systems that other people build, whatever that means for you in your life, Cap. That's the takeaway here. And that's exactly what I'm getting with these two aces. And that's why you're getting this mob coming for you, so to speak, right? You're like, I just have this great idea. I just want to manifest. And they're like, no, you can't. You can't. You must stay with us in lack. How dare you be great? You're like, what? How long have you felt this way? I'm hearing something here for those of you that may be in some sort of connection with another individual, okay? Could be romantic. It could be some sort of partnership in career or something. Just take it as it fits. But it's like you've gotten to a point where you're starting to see that you and this other individual have some sort of misaligned vision of what this was all about. It's like you thought they were one way, but come to find out they're the complete opposite, right? They put on the act just long enough to hook you in. But now that they have you in their grasp, they show you who they really are. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. All right, so Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, Five of Wands. Okay, so this is you taking some sort of inspired action towards this now, okay? Queen of Wands. And this is you moving towards this with a lot of confidence. This goes back to what I said about the universe saying, hey, yeah, we like it. Let's make it happen, right? So you being confident in yourself, that's what that's all about. And then we saw that Five of Wands. So this Five of Wands and this Mob card, whenever I look at the Mob card, I think of the Five of Wands, right? Very similar sort of energy. It's like all these people sort of coming up against you, right? Creating some sort of obstacles or challenges in your life. Essentially just making things more difficult than they need to be because they feel some sort of way about it, right? All right, what do we have at the foundation, please, Spirit? Seven of Cups, Scorpio energy underneath that Eight of Wands at the foundation. Now, the Seven of Cups, as soon as I see this, right, I think a leopard can't change their spots. And I feel this is directly connected to these energies, right? They just don't get it. They're never going to change. They are who they are. And some of you may be in situations where you've been wanting people to change. You've been waiting for people to change. But now you're starting to realize that it's never going to happen, right? Maybe that's the act they were putting on. For some of you, they told you they were going to change. Something was going to be better. But now what you're starting to realize is it was all talk. And the Seven of Cups from this deck is speaking about procrastination or some sort of diversionary tactic, right? It's like the diversionary tactic that these energies may have been using against you was, yeah, I'm going to change. Just give me such and such time, right? They're just buying more time, but then nothing ever happens. And I feel that a lot of you are in situations where this has been going on a really long time. But now there's some sort of path that's opening up for you, right? Here's the path, right? There it is right there. See those pinnacles right there? The pinnacles of success. This is the divine saying, hey, just forget about this, all right? You did everything you could here. You gave it your time. You gave it your energy. But now you need to focus on you, all right? It's like this message is so clear. As soon as you make a decision, all of a sudden, there's this rush of energy, like everything starts to shift. Like I mentioned, right? You start to see them for who they really are. And this forces you to abandon some sort of idea of what you thought this connection actually was, right? You are now left with the reality of the situation, that unless you leave, whatever that means for you, this is how it's always going to be. But I also feel that the exposure aspect of this, right? You making a decision and then seeing the reaction is the universe doing you a solid, right? It's like the universe saying, hey, watch this. Make that decision. Tell them what you're thinking. Then take note of their reaction. We're going to make the reality of the situation hit them in a way that it never has before, to where we're going to pull back the curtain on who they really are so you can see what you're really dealing with. Yeah, right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Temperance card. Temperance card from this deck is like Temperance in reverse. It's an energy of complete chaos. And it's also speaking, again, about some sort of conflict that ignites from this situation. What do we have at the sacral, please? Three of Wands, Aries energy at the sacral. Now, the Three of Wands from this deck is also an energy that is telling me that whoever it is you may be dealing with doesn't have your best interest in mind. This can be a very untrustworthy energy, and it's like these energies are creating some sort of obstacles to your long-term goals. And it's right underneath that Ace of Pentacles. You know, you may have dealt with a lot of delays, Cap, and there had been no good reason, and now you're starting to see why. And this is, again, one of these situations where just having people around you stops certain things from coming to full manifest, right? It's like the divine saying, hey, We can't allow you to manifest that into your life until so-and-so is gone or you remove yourself, right? Because so-and-so is going to affect that manifestation when it enters into your life. You may lose it. There's countless different ways that this can show up. But the fact we're getting this in this energy is telling us that the manifestation is special enough where you need to protect it. And right on the bottom of the deck, we have Judgment, okay? The Judgment card from this deck speaks about people who refuse to self-examine, right? So again, just confirming everything we're saying here, okay? These people are never going to change. The situation is never going to change. It is what it is, right? What do we have at the solar plexus? Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Again, this message couldn't be clearer. We have 2 Ace of Pentacles in the top row, okay? Then we have an Ace of Pentacles right here. However, this Ace of Pentacles, I automatically read as an Ace of Pentacles in reverse, okay? It's just how I read this deck. And it's right underneath that mob. So I don't even need to explain to you what that means, right? Here you are, the divine guiding you towards these Ace of Pentacles. Then we have this Ace of Pentacles in reverse underneath the mob. This gives, if I can't have it, neither can you, right? Or, over my dead body is Cap going to manifest this Ace of Pentacles into their life. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that this does not come to pass, period. The Ace of Pentacles from this deck also speaks about you missing out on an opportunity, right? And this energy is overwhelming. Does this feel like you can actually reach out and grab onto this Ace of Pentacles with all of these energies around you? No. It's like their energy is so distracting. It's so low vibrational. It's so hateful, right? Look at this person right here. I just saw that. Look at that person. They're like, ah, right? All of them. Look at their eyes. It's like they're angry. It's like something inside of them begins to awaken, right? With the prospect of you having some sort of success or you manifesting something into your life. And when you think about it in relation to the field with the demons on one side and the archangels on the other side, it makes more sense because it's like the demons, right? The underworld, so to speak, is possessing these people in some capacity to stop you from moving down this path. It's like something inside of them awakens, and all it knows is it cannot allow you to make your way down there. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have this 2 of Cups, and as soon as I saw this, I heard, on guard, right? So the 2 of Cups, it's like this energy here that you're starting to see in another way now feels like they're preparing to battle you, right? It's like here you are. It's like, yeah, we need to talk. I've been thinking, I kind of think I'm gonna go do this. And they're like, oh, really? Is that right? Is that what you think, huh? Okay. And then it's like, on guard. The mob, right? What do we have at the heart, please? 6 of Swords. Aquarius energy at the heart position. Yeah, so this 6 of Swords right underneath this 2 of Cups is confirming what I just said about on guard, right? Because now you're starting to feel like you're being held back, right? The 6 of Swords from this deck can speak about not being able to move on. It's an energy that feels very stuck. So the way this can show up in your everyday waking life is somebody saying, well, no, you can't go do that because of this. No, you owe me this, you owe me that. Whatever it is for you, right? Or no, you signed on the dotted line. I don't think so. I'm going to make it more difficult for you, right? In other words, you're not being met with any support here. In fact, you're being met with the complete opposite. And then on this side of the card, we have the Hermit, okay? Alchemy and transformation. So this Hermit is speaking directly on what I was picking up with this High Priestess here at the third eye. The Hermit from this deck can speak about you listening and trusting that inner feeling, that inner knowing, right, in regards to this situation. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? Knight of Swords, air energy at the throat. Okay, now you're moving forward, okay? Despite any sort of pushback that this energy and or energies may be trying to create in your life, you're pushing through it. There's this very fast-moving energy that I'm getting from you, Cap. We got it with the Eight of Wands. Now we're getting it with the Knight of Swords, okay? So whether or not you're in this energy at this very moment, it's a message that's saying it's time to get in this energy. And see how it's right underneath this Eight of Cups, right? Which we said was you walking away back there, right? In the red coat. So this is you moving away from an energy very quickly as soon as you see it for what it really is. And then we have the Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck, Libra energy. It says, breaking the circle, lifts opposing barriers, brings victory. So I feel this is the divine saying that they're lifting any sort of barriers in your life. All you have to do is charge forward towards this new beginning. What do we have at the third eye, please, Spirit? Five of Wands, Leo energy at the third eye. Okay, whenever I get this Five of Wands, it sort of looks like he's flipping off the past, right? He's saying, later, I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with this anymore. And the Five of Wands is an energy of obstacles and challenges. Like I said, the Mob kind of reminds me of the Five of Wands, right? But from this deck, this is you having resolved this now. You've moved on. And, you know, this feels like an energy that's all talk, right? So they say they're going to do something. Maybe they act a certain way. Maybe they start acting up. But as soon as you actually start pushing forward down this path, there's nothing they can do, right? Yeah, I just heard they're all bark and no bite. I think that says it all. And then right on the bottom of the deck, again, we have the Hermit, right? So it's further confirming to me that you're being divinely led through this situation, Cap. All right, what do we have at the crown to close this out for Capricorn, please? Knight of Cups, water energy at the crown to close out the reading. Okay, perfect. Now, the Knight of Cups here is speaking about you getting into this flow state, and it's right underneath that Ace of Pentacles, all right? I feel that you have been dealing with a lot of resistance in regards to some sort of vision or manifestation in your life, Cap. And again, it all has to do with your environment, however that shows up for you. And I feel that as soon as you turn your back on these energies or you do something in regards to changing your circumstances, everything is going to shift. You're no longer going to feel any sort of restriction or any sort of blockages in regards to moving towards this manifestation. It's like you removing yourself from a certain space and then realizing that the very thing that was keeping you from your highest potential was that space you were in. It just took you getting on the other side of it to actually feel it, to actually prove it to yourself. So Cap, whatever this is representing for you, I certainly hope that I was able to channel through some messages that can help you on your path in regards to this situation at this time. So with that, I will leave it here. All right, Cap, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. If you feel that you got something encouraging from this reading, I hope you'll consider giving it a hype to help get it into YouTube's algorithm. If you would like to join the membership section of my channel, you can click on the join button or find the link down below. I upload additional videos there each month. So go check it out. Those readings are quite potent because I pick up on a smaller collective of individuals. I'm also running a 15% off sale at PLUTOBEANstudio.com, where I have a number of items which are extensions of the creative output of my channel. You can see a lot of the items in the sidebar and also down below this video. So go check it out if you want to see some of the other things that I've been working on. I also still have some limited spots open for personal readings. You can find that information down below in the description. I also wanted to thank everybody who's been donating to my channel lately. Your donations help keep my channel going, so thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. But lastly, I would like to know how this reading resonated with you. So leave me a heart and or a comment down below, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.